How'd you like that tag, K-Bob?
Well, yeehaw!
The non-tag. I believe the license had run out on that one.
Now you can't deny when you hear a tune like that it's Pat and Kay Crouch come in here to talk to us. So I appreciate that. Hey, how you guys doing? I haven't seen you in about 6 months. So and I will say before last time I saw them, you received the Order of the Longleaf Pine.
That's right.
Now both of you have received the Order of the Longleaf Pine, and that is the highest honor for a citizen in North Carolina.
We were very proud to be recognized in that manner.
Do you know the toast?
Why, sure.
No, I'm just kidding.
Why, sure. Yeah, we can do the toast. Shall we? It's actually a really nice toast. We don't have anything to toast with, but we could do the think system. You know, we could do the think, K-Bob.
Imagine.
Yeah, there you go.
Imagine we've got a glass in our hand.
Here's to the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun doth shine, where the weak grow strong and the strong grow great. Here's to down home, the old North State.
There you go. Wow.
Thick and sweet.
So but that's an amazing feat in itself. But we're here to talk about something totally different, something new. New and different.
Right.
So,
old and new at the same time.
Old and new at the same time. But so what is this old and new thing?
Well, between 2005 and last year, every Labor Day weekend, except for a few off during COVID times, we had the Happy Valley Fiddlers Convention on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
And the folks who were putting that on had sort of aged out of it. They said, we're tired, we need to take a break. So we've got something that's new and improved, although a little smaller, and it's the Happy Valley Jamboree, also on Labor Day weekend at the same place that the Happy Valley Fiddlers Convention used to be held, and that's at Tony Jones, or the Jones Family Farm on Highway 268. It's about halfway between, in Caldwell County.
9 miles.
On the edge.
9 miles.
On the edge.
9 miles from Cheeks Crossroads.
321, yeah.
Yep.
But and it was always a great show. And this is so. What day is this going? Is this going all weekend, or is this just how many days is it?
Well, it's the last 2 days of August,
Yes.
and the first day of September. And I'm supposed to have you got those dates right
That's
there.
right. August 30th and 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night starts at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we run all day Saturday and Sunday from 10 until probably 4 or 5, thereabouts.
Okay.
So that's August 30, 31, and September 1.
Okay.
And it's a free festival.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying it's a free festival. It is a festival. A jamboree is a festival.
It is.
A jamboree is a festive gathering of friends.
That's right.
I looked that up, Eric.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
And I did it the old-fashioned way, you know, with that thick dictionary called Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
I thumbed through it.
Old school.
Yeah.
Well,
I went paper all the way.
I know, but I mean, I think that's our go-to. We still kind of do that.
Yeah,
we
you
still
have
go,
to.
oh, well, let's get the dictionary out. And,
That's right. Yeah.
no.
But this is more of a homemade event, and there were a lot of people who have attended on Labor Day for a long time. Kay and I have made every one except the very first one. And as we talked about how to make it more of a homemade event, and as we talked about how to make it even more user-friendly than it's ever been, we talked about all the things we enjoyed. You know, what did we enjoy most, and what was the best part of being in Happy Valley over Labor Day. And so we decided for this jamboree that one of our favorite things was to have informal music sessions with our friends.
Yeah.
And so there are people who are going to be coming here to camp from Texas, Mississippi, New Jersey, New York State, even as far away as Burke County.
Wow.
But that's one of the things, Eric, you know, we set up our little camps down by the Yadkin River, and you can do as you please for the weekend. Tony Jones, who is the proprietor of the land there, is a very fine fellow, and even though attending the festival is free, if you wish to camp, it's going to cost you a whole $10 a night.
Wow.
To camp.
Wow.
And so that's what we'll reimburse Tony for the use of his land. And so on Friday is really business as usual, Kay. It's the same thing it's always been. There will be an open mic session. Then there will be a joke telling contest. And it's a contest for the 2 prizes are given, one for the worst joke and one for the best joke. And if you're a really good joke teller, you can win both prizes with 1 joke.
Oh, wow.
You could do that.
I don't know about that.
I think you could.
I'd have to read a bunch of joke books between now and then.
Yeah.
I'm pretty funny, but just with a quip every now and then.
And after the joke telling, there's going to be a community dance, and it's just a circle dance. You don't have to be a professional dancer like me. It's just a community dance, and it's a circle dance. And what we're asking people to do after the dance, there's going to be a cakewalk. So if you'd like to bake a cake and come out on Friday night and share your cake as a prize for the cakewalk and take part in the community dance, I think that'd be great. And in years past, there's been a big tent on premises, and there's been seating provided. And this year we're doing the main stage in the barn, and we ask people to bring their own chairs. Bring yourself a comfortable chair.
Yeah.
And it's like a lawn concert, a 3-day lawn concert. It's like Woodstock with chairs.
There you go.
And
Hopefully without the rain.
yeah. And then Saturday, Kay, do you want to talk about some of the events?
Just a couple other things about Friday night.
Yeah.
We are going to have Rob McHale come. He's a storyteller and songwriter and singer, a great performer. And one of the things that is very special about this location is that it is that Laura Foster's grave is actually on the property.
Yeah.
And those of us of a certain age would know that Laura Foster was a woman who was found killed in the late 1860s, and that Tom Dooley was hanged for her murder.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to go into whether he actually did it or not, but he was hanged for her murder, and there was a ballad that was written and is still sung today, Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dooley.
Yeah.
So Rob McHale is going to be telling the story, the true story, about actually what happened, and as far as we know. That's going to be Friday night, and there will be actually several cakewalks, so we'll have lots of opportunities to take home a cake or cookies or whatever anybody brings. And on Saturday, Patrick mentioned that we were going to be having a lot of activities in the covered barn area, which is an open-sided barn, and that people should bring chairs. We will have a few chairs available, but we'd also encourage people to bring shade tents. We're allowing pop-ups and people to bring their own.
Yeah, and then that way you got your own shade
That's
and
exactly.
sit a little bit out.
That's exactly right. So we're trying to make it comfortable and like we said, homespun, lots of homespun entertainment. And one of the things that we liked best about the Happy Valley Fiddlers Convention was that there were children's activities. And we have a lot of children's activities planned that are going to be run by folks who have a background in childhood education. And, there will be some things like jewelry making that are there, and finger weaving, and people will be making puppets and masks and things. Okay. And one of the most fun things from the Happy Valley Fiddlers Convention that we're continuing in the Jamboree is a children's parade on Saturday afternoon. Oh. A little after 2, and all the kids who were making these masks and puppets and stuff are going to be following a marching old-time band and whatever instruments anybody else can find through the parade, through the campground and the area for the festival, and it's just a lot of fun to see those kids. And we also borrow some of the large puppets that make their appearance at the Blackberry Festival, the big ones.
Thanks to Christy Arney.
That's right. Christy Arney and Sharon Underwood are just great about running those children's programs. But we also have musical programs for youth people, including a showcase for members of the Junior Appalachian Musicians, or the JAM program.
Yeah, the JAM program. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's going to be going on starting at 10 o'clock Saturday morning.
Oh, okay.
And our friend Bob Henson is our Caldwell County jam man.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he's got some great instructors on hand as well. Mary Irvin has been with our Caldwell County program and the Burke County program. She does double duty.
Yeah.
Mary will be on hand. Jerry McLean, a great mandolin player, should be there as well with some of his students. And that's one of my favorite things is to see the young people getting involved in music. And that's what the tradition's all about. You know, it's about passing it on down. And so we'll be interested to see that. Then after all of the youngsters picking and after the youngsters parade, we're going to have probably what's my favorite part of the weekend, river time. We're going to
Playing in the river?
we're just going to take a break on Saturday afternoon, starting around 2:30 or 3 o'clock. And we encourage everybody just to kick your shoes off and go stand in the Yadkin River and play in your next amazing move. And
If you want to bring tubes, you can
yeah,
bring tubes or
you
kayaks.
can bring
or
tubes,
canoes.
kayaks. We have a ban on jet skis this year. No jet skis. We tried that last year. And some of them wound up in the woods. We can't be doing that.
So fiddlers conventions always were based on competition in many different areas, many different instruments, and big prize money. And that heritage is like 100 years old. Henry Ford was one of the sponsors of fiddlers conventions.
Wow.
Right. And so with a nod to the Happy Valley Fiddlers Convention, the Happy Valley Jamboree is going to have one competition, but only a single competition, and anybody who can perform on any instrument or dance. And we do encourage heritage instruments, you know, instruments that you would have found at the Happy Valley Fiddlers Convention. But it's going to be on a first come, first serve sign up. We're going to start signing up on site, no pre-registration, Joe. On site on Friday night and continue until all the slots are full. And we'll have that from 6 to 8 on Saturday night. Okay. We will have judges. There are actually some rules, and they can be found at happyvalleyfiddlers.org. Okay. And we will have musicians there to play for the dancers.
Okay. Now, you're also talking about having a pre-party, kind of the weekend ahead. Now, what's going to go on then?
Well, that's going to be the stage building party. and our friend William Ritter, who has been a very active director of this Jamboree, has a background in theater. And as you know from theater, you build sets. And so it's basically, if you've ever been involved in community theater, it's basically going to be like getting together for a work day at the theater to build a set. And hopefully, William has designed a stage that they're going to construct on site, and then the stage will be stored from year to year and can be reused, reassembled. Okay. And so we're looking for people that, you know, if you have carpentry skills, that's great. If you want to learn carpentry skills, that'll be great. I encourage people, not only people who just enjoy good music, but also fellow musicians. It's a really, if you spend the day side by side, you get to know people. Yeah. And you know, for my part of it, Eric, I really enjoy meeting other musicians. And I love getting to know them on a personal level. And sometimes if you're just sitting around playing, you might see somebody, but you really don't know who they are. Yeah. But if you get out there and do a job together, you know, complete a task together and be proud of it, that gives you another way to get to know somebody. And we're trying to, for me, it's all about connections. And I can't think of a better way in the world than to turn the television off, turn the telephone off, go sit by the river and talk to each other, you know? To me, that's one of the most humane things that could ever happen. And so that's what the workday is all about, is building the stage. And then also during the actual event itself, during the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if there are folks who want to come help out with chores, you know, anytime you got a group of people, one of the chores is you got to have a way to get rid of the garbage. Yeah. You know, so we all sort of pick up after each other, but there are also people who would be glad to help out with that chore. And there's going to be on-site food and drink. Okay, Bob, do you want to talk about that?
Sure, we've got some food vendors, not as many as we've had, but
Yeah.
we'll have Hot Diggity Dog there on both Saturday and
Hey,
Sunday.
that sounds good.
That's the major food group for festivals, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll also have sweets and treats. So that's the other major food group,
Yeah.
pork and sweets.
Yeah.
And then we have to have something to drive all of this. So Blue Moose Coffee will be on
Oh, wow.
site on
Yeah.
Friday night as well as on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, okay. So that's definitely, the coffee drive.
Oh, that's
the
right.
energy.
That's right. I think they have a few other things for sale as well.
Yeah, they have a lot. So.
Yeah, smoothies, and they're
Yeah.
bringing one of their trailer trucks anyway. You know? So we're really glad to have those food vendors out there. Patrick was talking about the stage building day. That's on Saturday, August 24th, starting at 8:30 in the morning. And if you have skills, bring your tool belt. But if you don't have skills, we need people to lift,
Yeah.
4x8s and bring instruments, because you can't have a whole bunch of musicians get together and not have music. So I expect there will be a tune or two played that day as well once the stage is built.
Well, that's cool. And speaking of, you were talking about doing the community theater thing, and I always lived in an apartment. I never had any construction. I never did anything. So I learned a lot of my home skills from putting together stage flats and doing
Yeah.
that. So you learn a lot, and if you don't know what you're doing, somebody will tell you what to do. They'll be like, go over there and do this, or go
Yeah.
do this, or help with that, or pick these up and put that over there.
Yeah.
And so it's anybody that wants to volunteer their time. It's well worth it.
It's a great way to spend the day.
Yeah.
Meeting somebody new and helping out a good cause. I can't think of a better way to spend the day.
Yeah.
Working, just working like that. Now Sunday, it's going to be a big time whoop-de-doo concert again, K-Bob.
Plus, we're also having, we're starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to have a community gospel sing. So,
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep, at 10 in the morning. So get your old rusty pipes ready to go. There's going to be a great, great day. Yep, we'll be picking and singing first thing Sunday morning. And everybody be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
They'll be ready to go.
we hope.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be there anyway. That's right.
Oh, it'll be lovely. It'll be a great time.
So it starts with the community gospel sing at 10, and then we have a concert kind of setting, as we have at the Fiddlers Conventions, beginning at noon and going until 4:30, something like that. And we're starting out with William Ritter, who Patrick mentioned as the director of the Jamboree, and his beautiful wife, Sarah Ogletree. And they are playing traditional Appalachian music, and they just have such a lovely countenance on stage. They're a joy to watch, and they have beautiful harmonies. Both play fiddles, and William plays the guitar as well. It's a lovely sound that they have.
Yeah.
And they'll be followed by Sheila K. Adams, who is just a legend in this area, really. She lives in Sodom Laurel, which is in, I know, which is in Mitchell County,
Okay.
way up in the mountains. And she is a North Carolina Heritage Award winner, but also a National Heritage Fellowship Award recipient, and which is like the biggest honor that you can have in folk music in the nation. And she is a 7th generation ballad singer,
Oh wow.
and also plays banjo and other instruments. And she's quite something too, because the stories she tells of the aunts and uncles and the people in the community that she learned these ballads from are funnier than any stand-up comic, and made even funnier than that because they're true. And I think most people who grew up around here have people in their family who very similar. So Sheila K. Adams will follow William Ritter and Sarah Ogletree. And then
Then there'll be a band called Strictly Clean and Decent that features Kay and Patrick Crouch, along with our dearest picking buddy in the whole wide world, a fellow named Mr. Ron Shuffler.
Yeah.
And Kay and I met Ron in back in the 1900s. We met Ron in the early 1980s, and we had these informal picking sessions. You know, most of us were playing in country cover bands back then, and we'd get finished with our gig, and then we'd meet up somewhere late at night and play old songs, old traditional music. And so we did that for a number of years, and then in the late 80s, Ron Shuffler, Reggie Harris, and me formed Strictly Clean and Decent, a trio dedicated to playing acoustic music and playing a lot of old songs, mostly old songs actually. And then Kay joined Strictly Clean and Decent in 1991. Reggie left the band to form the Harris Brothers, which are still some of Caldwell County's finest musicians. I'll tell you that right now. If you've not heard the Harris Brothers, I know you've heard their name. If you've not heard the music, they will be performing right after Strictly Clean and Decent. So we're all tied together through that love of the traditional music. Even though we were all playing very commercial music when we met, you know, after hour, you know, you play out in public and you take requests and you play dance tunes. Well, when you go home, you can play whatever you want to. And so that's sort of how we all fell in there. And we learned that from two very important people in Caldwell County. Well, actually three very important musicians in Caldwell County. Clarence H. Green came here in the early 70s, and he started that kind of awareness of how rich our area is and how rich the musical heritage is. There's a fellow who had been here his whole life, Carolina Ray Wisnut, was playing live music in Caldwell County as early as 1945. He was performing live in Caldwell County, and he was a dear friend of all of us. Yeah. And then we have one remaining member of that group of people that I feel like are like the pillars of the musical community, and that's Cecil Palmer. Cecil is still alive, and Ron Shuffler and I credit Cecil Palmer as being one of our best musical influences, and he's the uncle of the Harris Brothers. In other words, the Harris boys grew up playing music in Cecil's basement. Yeah. And so now we got the Shelby Ray Moore Band. That's one of the most accomplished groups around here, and that's two of Cecil's sons and his granddaughter. So Cecil's that's what we're trying to hang on to, Eric, is that music is it's essential. It's not optional. It's something that keeps families together. It's kept this community together for me. And you know, like I mentioned, meeting all these people back in the 1900s. Well, Kay and I still play music locally in Caldwell County, and almost every time we play in public, we meet somebody else who's interested in keeping the tradition and you know, passing along the old music. The old music never goes away. You know, you've always got the latest thing, yeah, but the old songs are going to be there, and that's another good thing about music. You know, it's not like cleaning out your closet. You don't have to throw out the old stuff to put in the new. You keep all of it, and so that's the connection we're trying to make with not only musicians from other parts of the country, but also the people of Caldwell County. You know, in this Jamboree, you need to come out there and see what's really going on. Music is a sharing thing. It's, you know, my music would do me no good if nobody heard it, but if people hear it, then it heals the things that you need. It teaches you respect for other individuals. When you play music with somebody, that's cooperation. It's not a competition. You know, the Beatles didn't go on stage and try to knock each other down. They went on stage and tried to build each other up, you know, and that's what they did. Imagine the power of everybody working together. That's what it's all about.
Well, and anybody that's got an interest in music to come out and see it and,
absolutely,
and see what's going on,
yeah,
and meet and talk and see about, you know, bringing their instrument to jam in there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the way it works. You know, when there's a group of musicians playing, if they're all sitting in a circle and they're all sitting there like looking at each other like lasers, that's a pretty intense experience, you know. And what you do is you observe that. If you're invited in, then you play. If you're not invited, you just observe that and just see what you can learn. I mentioned those three fellows who had a big influence on my music, Clarence Green, Ray Wisnut, and Cecil Palmer. And of those three, Cecil taught me the importance of listening. If you're trying to learn to do something, rather than just jumping in there, you know,
Yeah.
maybe take a minute to listen to it and see what's going on, and that's important too. But there will be sessions at every level as you walk around that meadow out there. There are going to be some people who are playing very well, and there are going to be some people who are just sitting there. Maybe it's the first song they've ever learned. I remember one time when I was learning to play guitar, I played this for 6 months. And that entertained me, Eric, for 6 months. I only knew 2 positions, and I only knew 1 strum, and I did it for 6 months. But luckily, I found some fellas who played about like I did, and they brought me on along, you know.
Yeah.
That was a cool thing to do. How long did you play 2 chords, K-Bob?
I actually started out with 3 chords.
I knew she was
3
smart.
chords.
I knew she was a smart woman.
They're the ones I still play.
Oh, okay. So you just got it all done in a hurry.
Yeah, right.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah. So Patrick talked about the sessions that will be going on throughout the campground, and that's really one of the remarkable things about little festivals like this, is people group up, and some people walk around with their case, you know, and they'll walk around and they'll observe, and the people in the tent are really serious, or in that particular tent are really serious, and they don't want to talk to anybody. That it's okay, you observe, and then they'll go next door and they'll say, "Come on in,"
Come
you
on
know,
in and play.
and neither is right and neither is wrong. It's just 2 different ways.
Yeah.
But we'll also have, for people whose skills are very basic, who know the 2 chords or maybe 3, we're also going to have what's called the slow jam tent, and that will be happening on Saturday. So they'll be directed. There will be people there that will say, "Let's start with this song."
Oh, wow.
And it will be at a very slow pace so that people who have limited skills can still enjoy the jam program, or I like the jam with a small J.
Yeah.
Right. They're almost not quite that slow. Right. But and we're also having a ballad swap for the singers.
I'm doing a slow jam.
We're also having a ballad swap for the singers, and that will be directed by Donna Ray Horton, who is Sheila K. Adams' cousin. So another ballad singer from Madison County. And if you're interested in the whole ballad singing concept, you can bring, you know, your recording device. Yeah. Everybody's got one on their phone.
Yeah,
and record some of these. And if you have one, you can share it with everybody. And I imagine there might be some murder ballads, but there might be some fun ballads too.
You might pick up a new one for Halloween.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Gosh, what else?
Well, did we, after Stricker Clean and
Yes.
Decent plays on Sunday, the Harris Brothers will
Right.
be our headlining act this year.
Yeah.
We've been very thankful over the years to have a great relationship with the Kruger Brothers.
Yeah.
And it's been a sort of a tradition for the Krugers to close out the show on Sunday. But this year it's going to be the Harris Brothers closing out. And I just want to put in a plug for Ryan and Reggie Harris, and want to say one more time, you know, here we are, folks. We live in Caldwell County, but our Caldwell County musicians, a lot of them are world class, and they can play on any stage.
Yeah.
And these are 2 of our finest. And if you know their names and you've never heard the music, this would be a great time to hear the music.
The Harris Brothers didn't go to the Olympics, but they have played in France. So
Well, you know.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
And it's, I remember, this is years ago, but Jeff Hartman from Hickory,
Absolutely.
and Caldwell County, but he was playing in a band, and he had his own band, and they were playing at Disney, and he was like, "I can get gigs at Disney, but I can't get gigs in the backyard."
Yeah.
And it's
That's
like,
right.
you know, but he's a world-class musician, you know, these world-class people.
You know-
and it just tickled me when he said that.
Well, you know, the venues come and go. People open and close places. But right now, Eric, we are in a really good place right now with live music in Caldwell County. Several venues, the 2 that come to mind, well, there's a bunch that come to mind. I'll probably leave somebody out. But we have, in the last 5 years, there have been several new venues that opened.
Yeah.
And so you can see live music in Caldwell County now more. This is the most active the music scene has been in my lifetime.
Really?
And I'm over 50 years old.
Really?
I'm over 60 years old. This is a renaissance really right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of live music venues, people can get out and see music. And, you know, the pandemic in a lot of ways hurt a lot of businesses, and a lot of people didn't make it through. But the pandemic, one way that it actually helped musicians of a certain age, like Kay and myself, is that the music gigs are now earlier than they used to be. When Kay and I were playing a lot of music when we were first married, and we were playing 9 to 1. That was the standard thing. You would work all week. You'd get off work on Friday. You'd go set up your bandstand, and then you would work from 9 until 1 in the morning. Then you do the same thing on Saturday. And now a lot of the music starts at 6 or 6:30.
Well, yeah,
and
you
it's
want to
over
hear the
by
band. Everybody wants to hear the band. They don't want to wait.
It's over by 10 o'clock now. So even people who might not be night owls or might not necessarily be party people, there are a lot of great listening experiences now. So Jeff, he was exactly right. He was exactly right. And that's why a lot of people did leave the area. We got Eric Church, who left the area years ago. He was playing local gigs, but he wanted to go to Music City, and that's what he did.
Yeah, he worked his whole life to go to Nashville and do that.
He stayed in Nashville 7 years before he got a recording contract.
Wow.
It wasn't like he just drove into town and said,
"Here."
said, "Here I am." It took him 7 years, and a lot of, I would have gotten discouraged. Probably after 6.5 years, I'd have thrown up my hands and came home. But it's if you have a passion for that, and that's what you do, then it's good. This is a good place to be right now. Yeah, it sure is.
And there's so many. You talk about you have places to have the gigs like Liquid Roots have an open mic night. If you're getting used to playing and you want to start playing and that kind of stuff, there's a lot of open mic nights.
Yeah, Liquid Roots is on Tuesday, and that's hosted by 2 great musicians, A.J. Herrick and Daniel Reese. The Happy Valley Filling Station has an open mic every Thursday, hosted by Caesar J.C. And those are, I go there myself. Even though I go out and play music semi-professionally, I still go to open mics because I like to see who's coming along. I love original music. That's my favorite thing nowadays, is to hear an original song. I want to hear something I've not heard before. So I go to open mic, and a lot of times people who are writing songs will come to an open mic just to try one out. You sit at home and you think, oh, this is a hit. And then you go to open mic and you think, well, maybe I need to work on that a little more. But those are 2 great places there that I really, I enjoy going to both of those places. And I've met so many wonderful musicians there. And that's how I met Caesar J.C., who's the host. And that's how I met A.J. and Daniel. There's a new band in town called John Boy and Lefty.
Yeah.
And I didn't meet Lefty there. I'd known Lefty from childhood, but I did meet John Boy there. And John is a wonderful musician from out in the Patterson area. And Andrew Massey's over there with Sycamore Bones. They're a local band. They just had a 10-year reunion, and they brought everybody in who had ever played in the band on stage for a number or 2.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that was a fun event. But I guess the main thing that I'm all excited about the Jamboree, once again, is just the camaraderie and the spirit of the musicians. Yeah. It's always been good. I've had so many people in Caldwell County who shared their musical knowledge with me openly, and it doesn't have to be in a formal setting. Sometimes you can learn more in 5 minutes than you can in 5 years of taking lessons. If the light bulb goes off.
Yeah. And you never know when you're going to learn something.
You never know, and so I just take every chance I get to hang out with the music and musicians, and my dad made sure I was an outdoor person. My mom and my dad made sure I was an outdoor person, especially when I got into the 6th grade band and I was playing trombone.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
I went outdoors a lot to play trombone. What else do we need to say about this Jamboree, K-Bob?
I think that we probably just should reiterate a little bit.
Wrap it up.
There's going to be a work day to help build the stage. Bring instruments
Yeah.
or tool belts or just
Or
your
both.
strong back.
Yep.
On Saturday, August 24th, and that's at the the Jones Family Farm on Highway 268. Turn right at Cheeks Crossroads, at Cheeks Crossroads, that's
Depending on
right.
which way you're coming,
like,
Gaylord.
Right. And drive 9 miles and look to the right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the festival itself is Labor Day weekend, which this year seems early. It starts on Friday, August 30th, and continues Saturday the 31st and ends up on Sunday, September 1st. And Friday night starts at 7 o'clock. This is a free festival, but we encourage people to come camp. You can bring motorhomes or trailers or tents
I was gonna say
or
pup tent.
right, exactly. There will be pup tents there. And the camping is $25 for the 3-day weekend, and if you want to tag in an extra day or on either end, it's $10 for those extra days. And, that's part of it too. A lot of people really love the camping, so they'll come out on Thursday and set up,
yeah.
get ready. But anyway, the festival itself starts, the Jamboree starts on Friday, August 30th at 7 o'clock with homegrown entertainment and storytelling and cakewalks, and bring your favorite joke for the open joke or for the joke contest, and your instruments for the open mic contest. And it resumes on Saturday at 10 o'clock with youth activities provided by the JAM program, and also children's activities and river activities. Bring everything that you need to jump in the river. And we'll finish up that night at 6 o'clock with an open category contest, and then resume on Sunday at 10 o'clock with a community gospel sing. And
Some glad morning.
that's right. And at noon, we'll have concert entertainment until 4 o'clock or 4:30, and everybody goes home.
Everybody goes home.
Happy. They go home
They go home
happy.
happy.
When you leave Happy Valley, you go
That's
home
right.
happy.
You go home happy. So it just sounds like a great time. I'm glad that it's continuing. I know it's a transition, but I'm glad it's continuing, and I'm glad it's going to keep going. So I
Absolutely.
appreciate that.
We do have more information available at happyvalleyfiddlers.org, and also there's a Facebook page for the Happy Valley Jamboree that will have lots of things. And as the event unfolds, I'm sure there will be a lot of pictures that are going to be posted.
Oh yeah. Once somebody gets close enough to get to the internet.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Because it
When
is
they
out
go-
in Happy Valley.
when they go out for ice.
Well, I will tell you, there's one cow out there, and if you get up real close to her, you can get good reception. I think she's plugged up. I'm not sure.
It could be. You
She
never
might be
know.
a satellite cow. I'm not sure.
It could be. It could be. You never know.
That's it.
Well, if y'all could play us out.
Yeah, let's
I'd
do it.
Appreciate it.
Key of A major, K-Bob.
Okay.
Let's go to A major. When you live in the country, everybody is your neighbor. On this one thing you can rely, and they'll all come to see you. They'll never ever leave you, saying y'all come see us by and by. Y'all come,
Y'all come,
y'all come,
y'all come.
oh, y'all come see us when you can. Y'all come,
Y'all come,
y'all come,
y'all come.
oh, you all come to see us now and then. Well, those kin folks are coming. They're coming by the dozen. They're eating everything from soup to hay. And right after dinner, they ain't looking any thinner. And here's what you'll hear them say. Y'all come,
Y'all come,
y'all come,
y'all come.
oh, y'all come see us when you can. Y'all come,
Y'all come,
y'all come,
y'all come.
oh, you all come to see us now and then. Well, grandma's wishing they'd come into the kitchen and help do the dishes right away. But even though she's grieving, when she sees them leaving, you'll still hear Grandma say,
That's the truth.
y'all come,
Y'all come,
y'all come,
y'all come.
oh, y'all come see us when you can. Y'all come.
Y'all come.
Y'all come.
Y'all come.
Oh, you all come to see us now and then. Yes, you all come to see us now and then. There you go.
Yeehaw.